Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about something so important that's going to blow your mind and change your life forever if you create videos on YouTube and if you want to make those videos into an actual business. Otherwise, that's probably the wrong video. I don't know even why you clicked. Like, I was pretty clear with the title and thumbnail. Anyway, what we're going to talk about today is so important that I don't even have a mic in here. It's just the handle. The mic is here. What we're going to talk about today is going to be a different approach to content in general, a different mindset on how you can treat content so you can get more people to work with you. And I'm saying to work with you because you want to start with services, not products. You need to be very good at something specifically before you start making products all over the place, because your products, when you're not amazing at the thing that you're going to be using them to teach, are going to be horrible. So start with services, then take all that experience and compress it into a product or a bunch of products. So in this video, I'm going to compare the standard approach and what most people are doing and the new approach, the approach that I'm suggesting and the approach that has worked really well for me for getting clients with 100 times better reputation and a bigger brand than mine. And it has worked for all of my clients to grow their own brands and reach hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. So let's talk about that. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jordan Parker. I run engineering businesses for 15 years and now I help creators build their own business because I got bored by engineering and creators are amazing. So here we are. To learn more about how to build a creator business, you go to my newsletter and get my emails below. Creator Income, you love it. But let's get to this new way of making content. A way of creating content, that's going to fundamentally change it how you work with your audience, how you connect with them, and can create disproportional results because once people get in that, they don't want to leave you. And churn, aka people leaving your client list and stopping to pay you, is one of the biggest problems creators face to sustain their business and to get a predictable income and the freedom to actually travel without getting in debt next month. So the standard way people do this is simple. They start with what? Starting with what means that when I'm building the relationship, I'm focused on me, on my product, and on what I can do for the other person. So it is me plus my stuff. So most people, you connect with them and they're like, hey, look at my stuff. This is the stuff that I have. This is the ideas I have. This is the knowledge I have. This is all that I have. Look at all of this cool shit. And you look like you're in this big store with a bunch of different things in it and you can pick whatever you want. And this can work, but there is a problem with that, which is it works if you're in the grocery store in your little village and there's one grocery store in total, but it doesn't work when you're on the internet and everyone is running a Costco next to you. It's just not that easy. What happens? Here we want to attract everyone. The more people in your store, the better, right? More people get in, obviously more people are gonna buy. Very simple stuff. We want them to just buy anything. It doesn't matter what they buy, we just want them to buy. It doesn't matter. Just get something. And we'll even build more stuff so they can just buy that new stuff. Frankly, we just want to make money. They're in the store, just get something and leave. That's the goal. Customers stay for a little bit and they're usually not that loyal. Why they're not loyal? Because there's $1,000 stores and they can go to any one of them and there's not that much of a difference between your store and someone else's. Your LUTs for grading videos are just about the same as this other person's LUTs. Your Notion templates are just the same as that other person's Notion templates. It's very commoditized and kind of replaceable. This approach can work, especially if you're one of the first people using the platform. The first people on Twitch streaming, they exploded very naturally. The 10,000th person on Twitch had to work 50 times harder to just get even half of the reach. It is significantly more difficult the later you join any market, and that includes YouTube, of course. What is the alternative? How do we make this better? How do we get this in 2025? How do we actually build relationships? How do we actually make this last? How do we grow an actual business out of it? And how do we stay in business using some other approach? Because this is how most YouTube businesses fail. So we'll do things differently. We'll start with who instead. So what happens when you start with who? You don't start talking about you and your stuff and your products. You're not showing them your grocery store. You're not opening your trench coat and scarring them for life. You're doing something different. We're being normal people here. We're being nice. So instead of that, you start with them. Start with you, not me, you. So how do you start with you? You care. You go to people that you want to help and you talk to them and you say, hey, what's up? Let's chat a bit. And then you chat with them and you figure out what kind of problems do they have. Because the goal is not to have products, because anything can be a product. You can make a product in 5 minutes today. It's going to be absolute garbage, but you can make it. So you don't want to make products. You want to solve problems. And to understand problems, you have to talk to other people. You have to communicate them in some way. So you can go on Twitter, you can go on Threads, you can go on Instagram, you can go anywhere and just talk to a bunch of people and figure out what kind of problems do they have. And when you understand them, when you understand their problems, then you can serve them and help them. And what that means is you can't really help everyone, because when you try helping everyone, you help no one. You're trying to solve such a wide array of problems that it becomes pretty much impossible to solve them well. So you help a few people who are similar in some way. You go to a group of people who are all interested in photography. You go to a group of people who are business owners. You go to a group of people who are interested in learning how to play the guitar. Whatever the case, you find a smaller group of people who you kind of like, because you're gonna spend a lot of time with them anyway, and you look for what kind of problems they have. Now, when you actually can help them, you want them to buy your help for that problem. So it is your help plus their problem. Now that's a very different story. You're selling your help for their problem. That means you're not just selling them anything so they just buy, you're selling them a solution to something that pains them, to something that they do not like in their life, to something that will genuinely help them be better, feel better, live longer, be happier, have more money, whatever. It's gonna actively change their life for the better. So this becomes more valuable and of course rarer on the market, because most people don't care about you and most people don't want to help you. So when you want to help people, you stand out. Very easy, very human, but we tend to forget that in social media, which is very ironic, but here we are. And what happens with your customers when you care about them? They stay longer. So customers stay. And when customers stay, they pay you more money. They're more consistent with their investments. They buy more of your products. They invest more in you. And also because they trust you, they are willing to put more effort in them. By paying more money, they get more invested, and that kind of spirals upwards into them doing more and more work on themselves and actually solving this problem, either with you as the service provider or later down the line with your products. But in the end of the day, they are actually investing time and energy in solving their problem. They're becoming better people because of that. Their lives are becoming better at the very least, and they stay loyal. What is the result of all of that? You get long-term, that's important, long-term and consistent income. When we compare that with what everyone else does, we have short-term inconsistent income. So we have long-term consistent income versus short-term inconsistent income. And when you compare that, when you think about running a business, when you think about being stable, when you think about having decent mental health and your life not being an absolute horrible piece of shit, then you want the long-term stuff because that reduces pressure, that lets you do better work, which in turn lets you help people more. And when you help people more, they stay longer, and this thing compounds and compounds. They even tell their friends and they come and you still grow even more. This mindset shift, even though it sounds super small, it's key to everything. You do this one thing and you attract better people who buy more stuff from you, they stay longer with you, they're more loyal to you, they bring you more customers, and they make your life objectively better because they actually want to be there and work with you, and they're not looking for a way to get their refund or whatever. I frankly hope this explains it well enough, because this stuff is so important, and without it your business is so doomed that you shouldn't even bother starting. Like, this is the superpower you're looking for to make your business and YouTube absolutely explode in 2025. And that's everything I have to say about that. So if you want more, look at one of my many other videos, or if you want to get the good stuff, you should join Creator Income from my link below. Ciao!